You keep thinking something's wrong with you, that you're broken, that your mind can't focus, your willpower is weak, your thoughts are scattered. But what if none of that is your fault? What if your mind isn't failing? It's just been programmed to serve everyone but you? From birth, they shaped what you see, what you chase, what you fear. And now, you're trapped in a system that rewards obedience, not awareness. From the moment you opened your eyes, you were handed beliefs. Who you should be, what success looks like, what's dangerous, what's desirable. And you accepted it. Not because it made sense, but because it was everywhere. In school, in stories, in silence. They didn't teach you to think. They taught you to absorb, to memorize, to perform. And now you wonder why your thoughts feel foreign, why your desires don't feel like your own. It's because they aren't. They never were. You weren't born distracted. You were trained to be, trained to seek constant stimulation, to crave approval, to scroll instead of sit, to react instead of reflect. Because a mind that can't slow down can't question, can't challenge, can't rebel. So they fed you noise. Endless content, endless opinions, endless fear. Not to enlighten you, to exhaust you. Because tired minds don't resist. They obey. They told you your attention span was broken. But it's not. It's been hijacked. Hijacked by systems built to monetize your focus. Every ping, every notification, every endless feed was engineered to keep your mind busy, but never awake. Because a mind that questions is dangerous. A mind that slows down starts to remember. And memory is the enemy of control. They don't want you aware, they want you occupied. Taking your mind back doesn't start with motivation. It starts with awareness. Awareness that your anxiety isn't always personal. It's environmental. That your distractions aren't flaws. They're features of a system designed to keep you chasing but never arriving. You don't need more discipline. You need less distortion, less noise, less programming masquerading as normal. Because you were never lazy. You were overloaded. And the moment you see that, the game changes. You were taught to push harder, not to pause deeper. But the more you push in a system designed to drain you, the more broken you feel. They sold you hustle as identity, sold you perfection as worth, sold you burnout as ambition. And now, you're exhausted. Not from lack of strength, but from carrying expectations that were never yours. The system didn't fail. It worked exactly as intended. You just finally woke up inside it. You stopped blaming yourself for not fitting in, because you finally realized you weren't supposed to. The system wasn't built for freedom. It was built for repetition, routine, compliance. But your mind was never made to follow blindly. It was built to see, to question, to break patterns, not repeat them. So when you started pulling away, they called you lost. But in truth, you were just no longer programmable. And that's what makes you dangerous. Now you think slower, and that's your power. You question the truths you once accepted blindly. You pause before you react. You create space between stimulus and response. And in that space you find something rare: choice. Not programmed behavior, not autopilot decisions, but conscious action, intentional thought, your own voice. Finally audible beneath all the noise they taught you to need. You're not broken. You're just no longer asleep. Now every thought gets filtered, not by fear, but by truth. You no longer accept beliefs just because they're popular. You don't follow rules just because they're loud. You sit with ideas. You dissect them. You ask, does this serve me or does it just control me? And for the first time, your mind isn't reacting, it's reflecting. And reflection, in a world addicted to speed, is a revolution. Because the moment you reclaim your thoughts, you reclaim your life you've unplugged, not from the world, but from the illusion. You no longer chase what you're told to want. You define what matters. You no longer react out of habit. You respond with awareness. And that shift, it changes everything. Because now your energy isn't scattered, it's focused. Your time isn't consumed, it's invested. Your mind isn't a battlefield, it's your compass. And the more you deprogram, the more you realize your mind was never the problem. It was the prison. Now, you hold the key. Your mind is no longer a sponge. It's a sword. It doesn't absorb everything now, it cuts through. It questions what enters. It protects what stays. You don't drown in opinions anymore. You surf above them. Because you finally understand. Clarity isn't having all the answers. It's knowing which noise to ignore. And in that stillness, you hear the one voice they tried hardest to silence. Your own. Not the programmed version. The real one. The voice that was buried, but never gone. You used to fight your mind. Now you fight for it. You used to see your thoughts as enemies. Now you see them as signals, calling you back to what's real. Because your mind was never broken. It was buried. Under scripts you didn't write, fears you inherited, and distractions you were sold. But now you see clearly. And once the illusion breaks, there's no going back. You are not your programming. You are the one who reclaims it, rewrites it, and finally, runs it.